Alright, welcome back. Where we left off, we are going to go retrieve some dead bodies from the road as part of our investigation into a bunch of kidnappings. Oh yeah, big fat chocobo. I'm not entirely sure where we're putting these corpses. I mean, I have pockets, but... This mount is from the crossover event they did with Nier Automata, and then it initially was only in the raids that were part of that event, and like to get from one place to another in the event, and then they added it as a mount you could buy. It is good to see you returned. Were you able to secure the remains of our fallen? Yep. They look like flowers. I forgot what voice I gave this guy. With the bodies given back proper to the earth, the souls will find their way across to the other side. You have done a noble deed this day. I thank you. Now then, what of the Emulja? Did you see any? Surely such massive monstrosities as they cannot conceal their presence, much less take their quarry unawares. Yep, I killed a couple. Ah, so there were Emulja remaining, after all. I feared as much. Their part in the lowborn disappearing is all but confirmed. But I sense there is more to this than meets the eye. The occasional Emulja raiding party would not account for people going missing in these kinds of numbers. The total is too great and the questions too many. It would not surprise me in the least to learn of another hand in this. But whose? Countless travelers pass through Drybone every day, and even if it were one among them, how would we best discover who may be implicit in these vanishings? What say we turn an eye to the common folk themselves? It may be among them that we find the reasons for these vanishings. 12 forbid it be so. There's a merchant by the name of Ungust, fun name, who was born here in Drybone and grew up in the Golden Bazaar. A rough character, but he knows the people here better than anyone else. I'd wager he's at the inn, quaffing away the day's earnings. Here, I'll write a note for you to show him, else he's not like to speak to you. Let's go talk to Ungust. Oh hey, look who it is. Belch. Well, gods be damned, you're the bloody adventurer who threatened me back in Ulda. What in the seven hells do you want with me now? Dear friend, missing people, please help. Yours isn't barred. Folk around here are as wary as they come. They'll turn tail and run if you so much as pass wind nearby. Played 'em all for fools and coaxed some hard labor out of 'em, I did. If anything, they're even more timid than before. What with all the disappearances, you can go talk to them yourself if you don't believe me. I will do that, because I don't believe you. Please, miss, just leave me be. Alright. What about you? I've nothing to say but this. Thou'll take who or whatever's been feeding off us low folk. Oh, come on, don't call yourself low just 'cause you're short. What do you want from me? I don't know anything, I swear. Please don't kill me. Alright. So they were unhelpful. Just as I told you, wasn't it? The whole lot of them are terrified. There's been talk of folk getting abducted, but if you ask me, they simply up and moved on to a better place. This place isn't exactly Costa del Sol, if you know what I'm saying. I don't. I haven't been to Costa del Sol yet. I mean, I will, later on in the game. It's dangerous to go alone. Take Fredis with you. Badumch. Welcome back, Asuka. Have you learned aught of import? I see. I suppose I should have expected as much from Ungust. Well, another thought occurred to me in your absence. The common folk are nothing if not fervent in their religious beliefs. Perhaps if they speak freely to their gods, then the clergy may know something of use. Perhaps. If we would know what the common folk speak of to their gods, we've no better place to ask than the Church of Saint Adama Landama. It is a small and humble church found to the northwest of you. And so long as you're headed there, might I ask you to deliver this embalmed corpse? A morbid request, I grant you, but it must be borne to burial, and I trust no one more than you to see it done. Seek out a man called Marcus. He tends to the graves of the Lich Yard. He will tell you where the body is to be interred. Alright. It's an egg. Hey, Marcus. I am Marcus, yes. A body? Of course. There have been so many bodies of late. I apologize, miss. If you seek a place of burial, then there is an empty grave atop the ridge. Take the path and lay him to rest there. Oh, okay. I thought you tended the Lich Yard, but sure, I'll do your job for you. Marcus, this looks like it's someone's grave already. Yep, that'll do. May they walk in Thal's realm. What? Missing people? I'm afraid I cannot help you. But maybe Sister Orson can. She has been kind to me. Everyone has been so kind. I don't know why though. Pardon me. You'll find Sister Orson within the church walls. Okay. Let's go talk to her then. I hear you have done us the service of burying a fallen soul. Please accept our gratitude and extend it to Isambard when next you see him. You seek knowledge of missing Drybone inhabitants. It is true I am closer to the people than any other of the order. I confide in them and they in me. When they wish to speak to their keeper Thal, I am the medium through which they do. Should I learn anything pertinent, I will be sure to share the information with you. I only wish Marcus would be more helpful in the matter. I pray he did nothing to offend. He saw terrible things during the calamity. His scars run deep. Indeed, he seems now to prefer the company of the dead over the living. While tragic, I fear such behavior ill befits the church. I received word not long ago that one of our recent visitors, a man called Thancred, I believe, took offense at his conduct. I must have words with Marcus, and soon. Thancred, what did you do? It's a chair held up by bombs. Thank you, Oscar. A burial is no easy thing, even when the departed is a stranger. Were you able to learn aught of the missing common folk? You've been keeping yourself rather busy of late, haven't you, Oscar? Yes, I have, white-haired Sora. A pleasure, my dear Isambard. The name is Thancred, and I share a passion with you and our mutual friend here for learning what has become of these missing persons and why. I, too, spoke with Ungust, more times than I care to count. There seems to be some truth to this notion of the common folk speaking their secrets only to those in service to the gods. Prostration, prayer, penance, abject deeds done behind closed doors, away from prying eyes. Who better to take the pious unawares than she who takes confession, the good Sister Orson herself? Orson? She wouldn't. She couldn't. Even the most beautiful roses have thorns, my friend, and you would be wise to keep an eye on this rose. Still, the Lich Keeper Marcus, I'd swear to the 12 I'd seen that face elsewhere before. That's foreshadowing. Sister Orson, it cannot be. Though she is wont to travel to the Golden Bazaar on her own, and it is not uncommon to see her speaking to the children, but no, it couldn't be she, could it? I grow weary of these suspicions. I know there is one child in particular that she is fond of. Pray seek out the boy, Asuka, and see if you cannot glean something about him, or from him about Orson's activities. Okie doke. Purple horse. Please help. Sister Orson went out all on her own and hasn't come back. She always reads to me right here about Thal and the Order and the other side. I told her I lost my shiny thing and she went looking for it. But what if the monsters outside hurt her? Please find her. Evil unicorn. Zombies. You are the one from the church. Thank goodness you arrived when you did. It seems my gratitude is yours yet again. You spoke with the child? Yes, well, I was able to find his lost trinket. It is a ring given him by his mother before she passed. I will see it safely back to him. Wrong button. Alright. Now, I could zoom out, but then I'd just have to zoom back in when I land. Sister Orson was attacked outside the Golden Bazaar. Gods forfend. I will secure a room at the inn for her should she require any rest. Searching for the mementos of orphans, and risking her own well-being in doing so, no less? Certainly not the dastardly deeds Thancred would have us believe. I'm well glad I reserved that inn room for Sister Orson. It seems she received greater injuries. from her attackers than she initially let on. Thankfully, she is expected to make a full recovery. But now, on to the matter at hand. Tancred came looking for you once more. He left word that he will be waiting at the Emulja encampment to the southeast. I pray the two of you are able to uncover some evidence regarding these disappearances. Bet we will. Ah, there you are, Asuka. So good of you to come. Indeed, I've heard all about good Sister Orson. Isambard said her wounds were serious. It would seem my suspicions about poor Rose were misplaced. But false though they were, perhaps my suspicions were not entirely without merit. Whilst following Sister Orson near the Golden Bazaar, a band of Emulja caught my eye. I tracked them as far as this encampment, but, well, let us say that I would much prefer to keep my distance and remain here. This, of course, brings me to why I requested you, dear Asuka. Would you be so kind as to take a look inside? Sure. I'll do it. If I was of the appropriate level for this quest, they would attack me. But I'm level 90 and they're level 18, so they're afraid. I will pick up the queer leaflet. Well, did anything tickle your fancy? Yep, I got this. This leaflet. See the wealth of knowledge in the hands of your children. It looks to be some sort of assembly to provide the poor with work. The lettering, though, atrocious, is it not? These bits about Nalthal seem somewhat less than studied. I find it hard to believe one among the Order penned this. Pray take this to the inn at Camp Drybone. Let us see what Sister Orson makes of it. I do wish I could do a better job of Thancred's voice. My savior comes again. To what do I owe the honor this day? Found this leaflet. What is this? Blasphemous! These are not our teachings at all. This was not made by any true brother or sister of the Order. Of that I can assure you. Come to think of it, weeks ago the church was plagued by missing garments. Could someone be posing as a priest of the Order to deceive people? The plot thickens, Asuka. Our culprit pretends to be a priest to lend credence to his deception. There is no doubt an irony in there somewhere. But I suspect we have a worthy adversary on our hands. I shall consider how best to handle this. For now, tell Isambard what we have learned here. Okay. Posing as a priest? To think. These troubling notions aside, it is gratifying to finally be able to move this investigation forward. Thank you once again, Asuka. I shall keep my ears and eyes open, now more than ever. I'm afraid I have not seen any unusual activity, nor have any at this camp given me cause to doubt them. But unless we can identify the culprit, and soon, more innocents will fall victim. Do not despair just yet, my friend. An idea occurs to me. Our suspect has been posing as a priest, using leaflets bearing false promises to lure the poor. Let Asuka and me serve like with like by posing as impoverished souls in need of succor. I dare to hope that this will yield us the answers we seek. It will be a dangerous undertaking, but you two are more than capable of looking after yourselves. I'm next to useless in a battle, but I can supply the garments for the disguise. These old tunics and slops should serve your needs, so long as you don't mind the smell and the stains. They will serve very well indeed. You have my thanks. Listen, Asuka, so as to lay the foundation for our little ploy, we must make it widely known that more vagrants have arrived at camp and are desperate for coin. To this end, I want you to don the old garments as Bard has lent us, and beg for work around the camp. Before long, the false priest should catch wind and approach us. Time for some subterfuge. Hey, can I have some work? And you are? Another refugee by the looks of you. The immortal flames have neither work nor coin for your like. Be gone and see to it you don't make a nuisance of yourself. Rude. Hey, how about you? And I was about to get to the good part. Looking for work, you say? Sorry, but we don't have any openings. Now get out of here so I can finish my story. Do you have any idea who I am? What about you? I preach the teachings of Azema, the warden. Hast thou come to partake of the honey of her wisdom? Azema is keeper of the sun, and goddess of inquiry. All is laid bare beneath the light of her divine countenance. Open thy heart to this light, needy child, and thou shalt want for naught till the end of days. So no work then, is what you're saying. Greetings, good madam. Is there aught I might assist you with? Oh, I don't believe there is. I am afraid our wares are very expensive. Mayhap you should rejoin your fellows at the pond north of Sandgate. The other one is up there. What is it? God's not again. Look, being poor doesn't give you the right to pester whomever you like. Why don't you keep with your own kind out by that muddy pond of yours at Drybone? Fine. You have quite a knack for being a nuisance, Asuka. The camp is abuzz with talk of newly arrived vagrants. And though we were unable to attract our wayward transgressor, we were able to learn that the poor have a commune by the pond north of Sandgate, to the east of here. The eyes of the authorities do not reach that place, rather ideal for spiriting away hapless souls. Let us go there and wait for the kindly priest to come and offer us aid and comfort. Needless to say, you'll need to remain in disguise. Why don't you? There you are. A fine evening for catching false priests, wouldn't you say? Thankfully it's raining. You look absolutely smashing, Asuka, positively dressed for deception. All that's left then is to wait for our quarry to appear. Oh, you poor unfortunate souls. This is no way for men to live, no way at all. Who are you? What do you want? Be at ease, child, for I mean you no harm. I am a priest of the Order of Naldthal, and I come to offer you succor. This leaflet bears the teachings of Nald. Trust to them, and they will surely set you free from the shackles of penury. A tempting offer, but I'm afraid I must decline. On account of that atrocious performance, you would have made a god's awful mummer, Ungust. What? How did you know? You bastards tricked me. Please don't hurt me. I was only doing it to protect my people. Is that so? Do continue. Very well. I'm a man of the Golden Bazaar, raised there, if not born. Some moons ago, the Amalja raids began. They would appear sudden as a sandstorm and plunder and pillage at will. Our defenders couldn't stand against them, few as they were. Everyone lived in fear. I wanted to save my people, but being a merchant was all I knew, and so I did the only thing a merchant could. I approached the Amalja in hopes of brokering a deal. In return for sparing the Golden Bazaar, they made demands, outrageous ones. Demands? Of what kind, pray tell? Well, first of all, they wanted the schedule for crystal shipments from the Nanawa mines. For this, I bribed one of the workers to leak me the information. And next, they wanted me to bring them people, so I posed as a priest to lure in the vulnerable and give them over to the Amalja. I didn't have a choice. Protecting one's home is a noble thing, at the cost of innocence. You could have sought the aid of the immortal flames, yet you did not. I suspect you are not telling me the full story. What made you sell out your own people? Speak! The moon was good. What did you say? The coin was good, I said. I could smell mole meat. I could sell mole meat for a score of lifetimes and not see even a fraction of what the Amalja pay me. You sacrificed innocence so that you could line your own pockets? Words fail to express the contempt I feel for you. Oh, spare me your contempt. If you want to blame someone for the mess the world's in, then blame yourselves or the gods. Why, not you again. Were you the one leaking the Immortal Flame's patrol routes to the enemy as well? Spit it out. No, I know nothing about that. I swear it. At this stage, I'm rather disinclined to believe aught that leaves your mouth. But no matter, there will be time enough to learn the truth. Asuka, be a dear and take word of these developments to Minfilia, would you? Okay. I shall prize everything I can out of this filth. The abductees are still somewhere out there. Our foremost priority is to rescue them. Back to the Waking Sands. Like I said, we go back there a lot. Put my normal clothes back on. Where is it? Here's a fun thing, because this wasn't originally designed with flight in mind, you were never supposed to be able to get up here. And so when they added flight, they didn't actually add collision to this, so you can't land. Hi, Tataru. Welcome back, Asuka. I am pleased that you and Thancred have been getting along. I see. You have done well to uncover the truth. My thanks for the report. As Thancred said, we must ascertain where the abducted were taken, and none but the Amalja know the answer. Suffice it to say, they will not willingly part with this information. I fear blood will be spilled before all is said and done. Yes. It's kind of what I'm good at. Though we seek a peaceful solution to the Primal problem, we must needs be ready to fight for our cause. That you might take to the field suitably prepared. I would have you meet with a goblin acquaintance of mine. His name is Mutamix Bubblypots, and he is a scholar of no small repute. Mutamix is renowned for having introduced a revolutionary method of enhancing equipment to Eorzea. The knowledge of this method was once a closely guarded secret, but thanks to Mutamix and his students, it has now been disseminated to the great benefit of all the realm. It would serve you well to acquire the understanding of the process. For this purpose I shall lend you a blade, take it to Mutamix, and bid him use it to demonstrate his craft to you. Mutamix is ever to be found at his camp in central Thanalan, a place known as the Bonfire. Look for a pillar of smoke and the way will become clear. So, this quest is a bit of a tutorial, and it unlocks being able to put materia in your gear. Which doesn't do what it did in Final Fantasy VII. I'm on a dandelion. Like, it doesn't grant you spells or anything. It, what it does is just, like, boost stats.
Psh, Skull? Who is this uplander come to tent ring of Mutamix Bubblypots?
Fighty Tool drinks in airy self.
When full of airy self, Fighty Tool changes to Stony Shine, name of materia.
If materia join with other Fighty Tool, then Big Eye's Fighty Tool gains power of airy self. Psh, Skull, Mutamix is reckoning that Uplander is friend of Minfilia.
That's right.
Yes, tongue flaps reach ears of Mutamix with fastness. Minfilia wants Uplander to see power of materia. Uplander brings Fighty Tool to Mutamix, yes? Skull, Fighty Tool is unstrong as Eating Tool. Make a good teachy show of power of materia.
The materia master.
Now, eyes of Uplander point at Fighty Tool, yes? Oh, materia join with Fighty Tool. Fighty Tool gains power of materia. Fighty Tool reborn. Here, Uplander, take Fighty Tool to Minfilia.
Materia, strictly speaking, is a kind of crystal. It is created by drawing out the etheric constituents from a piece of equipment and then crystallizing them.
Yeah. Not just any old equipment will serve, mind you. It must have sufficient spirit bond, that being a measure of how fully an item has been imbued with its owner's spirit. When ye attach a piece of materia to gear, ye imbue the host item with its power. That's how Master Mutamix turned that dagger of yours from summit as would have struggled to cut steak into a weapon worth wielding.
Psh, go, Uplander wishes to be joiner of materia? Then Uplander best fill braincase with knowings of crafty making. With knowings of crafty making, Uplander can become joiner of materia. If Uplander wants braincase to rattle with knowings of materia, Uplander best trade tongue flaps with learning ones of Mutamix.
So in order to put materia on your gear yourself, you have to level up a crafter, a crafting job, which I've done and can do. If you don't do that, you can always, there are like vendors who will do it for you, or you can ask another player to do it. But it's easy enough to just level up your crafting jobs. Oh, no, no. That dog's a spoiler. There we go. Large ice dog. Hi, Tataru. Brought your knife. Ah, what a remarkable difference a single piece of materia can make. Granted, the skills needed to manipulate the substance are not easily acquired, but one need only look upon the results to realize such efforts are worthwhile. As I am sure you are aware, the quality of one's equipment can be the difference between victory and defeat. Materia may well give you the edge you need, Asuka, so make it your ally. Now it is time to discuss the matter of your next mission. Pray speak with me when you are ready to begin. I'm ready now. Word has arrived from Thancred concerning our ongoing investigation. It appears he was able to extract some information from our friend Ungust, the false priest. He revealed that he is due to meet with the Amalja to discuss their dealings. The Immortal Flames believe that the meeting will present an ideal opportunity to ambush and capture the Amalja responsible for the abductions, and so they mean to have Ungust attend as planned. As the Amalja are anticipated to offer fierce resistance, the Immortal Flames have requested our support. I would have you provide it to them, Asuka. Thancred is presently attending to another matter, but will join you as soon as he is able. Until such time as he does, you will be the Scion's sole representative on the ground. That bodes. Before he left, he bade me tell you to save some for him. Such is his confidence in you, a confidence I share. When you have made ready, pray take yourself to Camp Drybone and report to the Flame Sergeant leading the mission. May you walk in the light of the crystal. Where is it? Where did Camp Drybone go?
Ah, you're Asuka Hassenpfeffer of the Scions. My thanks for coming, friend. You're stronger. We are stronger for your assistance. Allow me to brief you on our mission. Our objective is to capture Amalja and prize from them the whereabouts of the abductees. The lizard men aren't aware that their man Ungust has been exposed. When they come to the rendezvous point to meet their traitor, we'll spring the trap. Owing to the clandestine nature of the mission, we can deploy only a small contingent. Every member must count, and so we requested the aid of the Scions. The rendezvous will take place at the Invisible City. Please make your way there and lie in wait. We stand to learn much and more of the Amalja plot if the mission succeeds, Asuka. Let's make sure it does.
Okay. Not every mount has a special action like that, but the ones that do are fun. Is the bait in place? Our mine is in position, sir. Good. We make our move as soon as the emulsion appear. Yes, sir. Wah!
What is the meaning of this?
Oh, that's gonna be a hard voice to keep up. We're not gonna do that. Wait, something's amiss. Ah, bamboozled.
I'm afraid your little ambush ends here.
I eluded the immortal flame's clutches for moons before finally being caught. Did you not wonder how I managed it?
It was almost as if someone was feeding him information from the inside.
Aye, your every movement was known to me ahead of time. Now, as much as I'd love to chat a while, I have appointments to keep.
They're all yours.
I dance at you. Reinforcements. I think we beat him too fast. It hasn't triggered the end. Come on. There it goes. Put up your weapon or your commander and comrade's dead man. Behind you! Blunk. Bring her.
The rest of you march.
Traitorous scum! Where are we? I fear the Emulsion mean to give us to their god as an offering. If I must die, then let me die a soldier's death, with steel in hand.
To turn back on the unsynced option.
Lord of the Inferno, hearken to our plea. Lord of the Inferno, deliver us from misery. Almighty Ifrit, Lord of the Inferno, your humble servants beseech you, grace us with your divine presence. O mighty Ifrit, we bring before you, you ignorant savages who know not your godhead. If it please you, Lord, scorch their heathen souls with your cleansing flame, and mark them as your own. Bloody hells! Bring those two as well. What's going on? This ain't what we agreed. None but servants of Lord Ifrit may behold the rite of summoning. The souls of unbelievers are forfeit. No, spare me, I beg you. Pitiful children of man, by my breath I claim you. Arise once more as my loyal minions. Feed my flames with your faith, and all who stand against us shall burn.
What's this? It didn't work.
Oh, mighty Ifrit, my one true god. Your words are my bread.
Impossible! By what sorcery do you resist my master's will? Could it be? Your soul already belongs to another. Yes, that is the only explanation. Forsooth, thy frail mortal frame can serve as vessel to the blessing of but one. Yet I smell not the taint of another upon thee. The truth of thine allegiance waxeth clear. Thou art of the godless blessed's number. The paragons warned of thine abhorrent kind. Thine existence is not to be suffered.
We're gonna kill him in one. Bye.
Succumb to the Inferno! Surrender thyself to the fires of judgment. The blessing of light defies me.
Oh, hey. We got ourselves another crystal. Pray forgive my lateness. Now you show up. I was delayed by a congregation of Amalgid zealots. I swear each seemed more evangelical than the last. Persistent lot. Phew. I see the blood sworn wasted no time extracting the captives. No less than I'd expect from the Flame General's hand-picked men. As for those two, it is fair to say their hardships have only just begun. They have much to answer for. I feel I owe you an apology, Asuka. Had I known this mission would prove so dangerous, I would never have left you to face it alone. You have been given a veritable baptism of fire. But let us continue this conversation in more agreeable surrounds. Camp Drybone, shall we say? Sure. This way, sir. So that was the mighty Ifrit. And what a disappointment he was. The readings are nowhere near what I had anticipated, even taking Uldan interference into account. You should know better than to rely upon 5-year-old data left by the 7th Legion. Nor can we expect any form of support from the motherland, given the troubles at court. We have only ourselves to rely upon. Ever the pessimist, my dear Livia. Promise me you'll never change. We've wasted enough time here. That meter of yours is too old to give any readings worth a damn. Not that there was aught worth a damn for it to read, but I take your point. I suppose we must content ourselves with the knowledge that we've achieved our primary objective. Yet I find that I am troubled by that adventurer's unexpected show of strength. Could such a foe prove a hindrance to our plans? Yes. Perhaps. But that is a consideration for another time. You have been given a task. That is your priority. I suggest you treat it as such. Fail to do as my lord commands, and I will spare him the trouble of punishing you. With allies like that, beware a woman in love. I shall need to be on my best behavior. Oh, it put us in Camp Drybone. Ah, there you are, Asuka. Come, rest a while. You will have no better opportunity. After witnessing their god's ignominious defeat, the Amalcha will be less inclined to risk our wrath, for a time at least. Now, where were we? Ah, yes, I was in the process of apologizing. I do hope you can forgive me. I arrived too late to be of any use to you or the abductees. They may be whole of body, but the same cannot be said of their minds. But once a man is tempered... but it ill suits me to dwell on the negatives. Amidst all our misfortunes, there is still reason to rejoice. Ifrit is slain, and by your hand, no less. That is the deed of no ordinary individual, Asuka. Not that I ever thought you were ordinary. On the contrary, I have long suspected that you have the potential to shape the fate of this realm. What can I say? My fine eye for talent remains undimmed. Minfilia will be proud beyond all reckoning when she hears of your deeds. I trust you shan't object to my bearing the tidings to her. That way I can claim to have contributed something to this mission. You, meanwhile, have earned yourself a rest. Take the time to relax and return to the Waking Sands when you are good and ready. We can discuss matters in more detail then. Just don't take too long, will you? The realm's problems won't solve themselves. Alright, so that's where we'll end this one, and we'll pick back up, going to tell Minfilia that we killed Ifrit.